Hey guys, Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create the Frazzler bracelet. This is created by MDL_looms on Instagram. He did a wonderful job on this, and I will have his page linked to my video so you can find his other designs. He has a lot of really good hook-only bracelets. So this is another hook-only, and it takes 271 bands total. The breakdown is 124 of the purple, 60 of this off-color white, 29 of the olive green, and 58 of this blue. You will need one C-clip and your hook. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get our supplies ready and we can get started. To get started, you're going to want to have your double-ended hook ready, and you're going to choose your border color, which is the purple here. I'm going to do this exact color combination just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. I am using a lighter blue there, but it will still be the same colors. So grab your purple border color. We're going to start by twisting the first one on like a cat band. So just wrap it around the hook twice. Grab one more of that same color. We're going to pull this through the entire cat band. And then before you close it off, you're going to pick up the left side of the cat band, get it back on your hook, and close it off. Make sure that you keep it in that order. And now we are going to be grabbing this white color here, whatever color you want in the middle. And we're going to pull this through the first two bands. You're going to skip the first and reclaim the second, which is the outside purple, and then close it off. We're going to slide it down and turn it around. We're going to need to open this purple side up. We're going to scoop down the other side of the cat band, get it back on, close it off, but keep it in that order. You're going to grab a weight for this side now, and we're going to do the same thing we just did on the other side. So we're going to pull this through the first two. We're going to skip the first, pick up the outside purple, and close it off. So now we are going to grab more of our purple to get things started here. We're going to be pulling two on each side. So this first one, we're going to pull through the first two. We're going to skip the first and pick up the second, which is the white, and close it off. And we're going to do that one more time. So we'll pull this purple through the first two. We will skip the first, pick up the second, and close it off. Slide it down and turn it around, and we will do the same on this side. So we're going to pull this through the first two. We're going to skip the first and pick up the second, which is the outside, and then close it off. And our last purple, pull it through the first two. We're going to skip the first one, pick up the outside purple, and close it off. So now you're going to choose the color you want where my olive green is. And once the pattern actually starts, I will let you know. We're just getting things started for right now. So we're going to be pulling this through the first 7 bands. We're going to skip over the first one. We're going to pick up the second and third, skip the fourth, and pick up the outer 3. Close off the green. We have to do some rearranging. We are going to be pulling these 3 purples to the outside so that it sits like that. Now we are going to go back to our middle color, which is the white there. We're going to pull this through the first 5. We're going to skip the first, reclaim the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and then close off the white. We do need to do a little more rearranging, so we're going to be moving only these 2 purples to the outside. Like so. So we are going to slide this down and turn it around. And now we're going to add the white onto this side. So grab another white. We're going to pull this through the first 5. we're going to skip the first, pick up the second, third, fourth, and fifth, which are the outside 4 bands, and then close off the white you're pulling through. We need to rearrange it, so we're going to pull these 2 purples onto the outside. This is what it will look like right now. So now we are going to grab our border color again. We're going to pull this through the first 2. You're going to skip the first and reclaim the outside band and close it off. So it sits like that. We're going to slide it down and do the other side. We're going to pull it through the first 2. Skip the first, pick up the outside, and close it off. So now we are going to choose where my blue color is here. And for me, this is the trickiest part of the bracelet. I am not a person that does a lot of hook onlys, so I had a little bit of a hard time with this. You may not, or you may. I don't know, but I do have a little bit of a hard time with it. So I'm going to do my best to show you how to do this. So we're going to be pulling this through the first 4. We need to pick up the first 2 and get them back on our hook. See how I let go of the left side? We need to kind of pull on this blue a little bit because we need to flip this blue over these 2 bands and over the hook. Depending on the type of band you use, this part can be tricky. So we're going to flip that over the hook like that. If it pops out of that border, that's okay. But we need to get all 3 of them back on our hook. So I'm picking up the outside 2 borders and the blue and getting them all 3 back on the hook like so. Now we need to do some rearranging. So we're going to pull these 2 borders and put them in front of the blue. So it will sit like that. Now we're going to remove the outer border, slide your bracelet down to the end of the hook, and we're going to push this blue band, the second band in, we're going to push it over the border and the hook that is there, like so. And now reattach the border you were holding. And that is the end goal right there. So we are now going to grab another border color. And we're going to pull this through the first 4. We're going to skip the first 3 and only reclaim the outer band and then close it off. So we're done with the left side. We need to slide it down and turn it around and work on this side. So we're going to grab another blue. We're going to pull this through the first 4. We're going to pick up the first 2 closest to our hook. I'm going to pull on that blue a little bit because we need to flip that blue over the 2 bands that are sitting in front of it like that. And then we need to pick up the blue, that purple, well, the 2 outer purples. So if you want to grab a hold on the other end of the blue like that, and then you can scoop down and pick up the 2 purple borders like that. And now we need to rearrange these 2 purples to sit on the outside, like so. We're going to open this up, slide your bracelet down a little bit, and we're going to flip this blue over the hook and over the purple band like that. Close that back off. It's going to be sitting like that, and we will pull 1 more border through to finish this side up. We will pull this through the first 4. We're going to pick up the outside band, put it back on, and close it off. And we officially finished the very first section. So we are going to go ahead and move on and start the actual pattern. And to start it, we are going to be grabbing our olive green color right here. We're going to be pulling this through the first 8. We're going to skip the first. We're going to pick up the second and third. Skip the fourth. And we're going to pick up the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's all the rest of the bands that are there. And then close off the olive green. We need to do some rearranging because we need the olive green to sit in the middle. So we're just going to pull all the purples to the outside, and the olive green should sit like that. The one thing you want to pay attention to during this bracelet are the borders. A lot of times they want to come undone, but they have to stay in that kind of fishtailed order like they are right now. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our white band. We're going to pull this through the first 6. We're going to skip the first, pick up the second, skip the third, pick up the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then close it off. We're going to rearrange the outside 2 purple borders so that it sits like that. We're going to slide it down and do the other side. As you get more comfortable with this bracelet and understand the pattern, you can do one whole side at a time. But I just want to break it down like this. I find it easier to remember the steps doing it one side at a time. So again, we're going to pull this white through the first 6. We're going to skip the first. You're going to pick up the second, skip the third, pick up the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and close it off. We're going to rearrange the 2 purple borders to the outside. Make sure that they didn't come undone though, and it should be like that. We're going to go ahead and grab our border color. We're going to pull that through the first 2. You're going to skip the first and pick up the second and close it off. I like to do that part quickly so that the border doesn't come undone, because it does want to do that. We will slide it down and do the same on this side. So we'll pull it through the first 2, skip the first and pick up the second, and close it off. So this is where we're going to add our blues on, which is, for me, the tricky step. So we're going to pull this through the first 4. We're going to pick up the first 2 closest to our hook. Pull that blue to give it some slack, and we're going to flip that blue over the 2 bands and the hook. We need to get all 3 of those bands back onto the hook. So the 2 borders and the blue need to go back on. We're going to rearrange the 2 purples to the outside, like so. And now we need to remove the outer purple. And you're going to flip the second band in over the purple and over the hook. Close it off. We're going to grab another one of our purple border colors. These 2 kind of switch spots. I'm just getting them back in order. So we're going to pull this through the first 4. And we're going to reclaim the outside purple band and then close it off. So that completes that side. We're going to slide it down, turn it around, and now we'll do the blue band step on this side. So we're going to pull this through the first 4. We're going to pick up the first 2 bands that are closest to the hook. Flip that blue over the 2 bands and the hook. And then we need to get all 3 of these bands back on our hook. Once they're on, then I make sure that the 2 borders are sitting on the outside, like that. Make sure that them 2 are in order and that they did not come undone. Then you're going to remove the outer purple, flip that blue over the hook, and close it back off. We'll grab our border color, and we will pull this through the first 4 and reclaim the outside border band and close it off. So we will always start the pattern with our inside olive green color. We're going to pull this through the first 8. We're going to skip the first, pick up the second and third, skip the 4th, pick up the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and close it off. Oh, I just lost it. Let me fix that. Okay, I saved it. We're going to rearrange so the purples are all on the outside, and your olive green sits in the middle like that. We will grab our 2 inner whites. So we're going to be pulling this through the first 6. We're going to skip the 1st, pick up the 2nd, skip the 3rd, pick up the 4th, also pick up the 5th and 6th, and close it off. Rearrange it so the 2 borders are sitting on the outside, but make sure that they don't come undone. We will slide it down and turn it around, and we will add our white onto this side. We will pull this through the first 6. We're going to skip the 1st, pick up the 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and close it off. Rearrange the outside borders so it's sitting like that. Okay, so we are going to move on to adding our border color. So we'll pull it through the first 2, skip the 1st, reclaim the 2nd, and close it. Slide it down and repeat on this side. So we will pull it through the first 2. We're going to skip the 1st and reclaim the 2nd and close it off. I used some silicone oil on my hook, so my bands are sliding really easily if anyone's wondering, how is hers sliding down so fast? So now we are going to grab our blue band and do this step that gives me trouble usually. We're going to pull it through the first 4. We're going to pick up the first 2 closest to our hook. You're going to pull the blue over the 2 outer bands and the edge of the hook. We're going to pick up the outside 3 bands and get them back on our hook. Rearrange your 2 borders to the outside of the blue. We're going to remove the outside border band and flip over the blue like so. Reattach the border and grab your purple band. We will finish this side off by going through the first 4 and reclaiming the outside band and closing it off. Slide it down and turn it around. Grab your blue band. We're going to pull this through the first 4. Pick up the 2 bands closest to your hook. Flip that blue over the hook and the 2 bands that are there, and now reclaim the 3 outer bands. Like so. Well, I didn't get my blue one back on there. Let's try that again. There we go. Rearrange the purple to the outside. I'm going to remove my outer band and flip this blue over it. Close it back off. And grab one more border. And we will pull this through the first 4. Excuse me. Reclaim the outside band. And close it off. And that is the end of our 3rd section. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that one more time. So we're going to start with our olive green. We're going to pull it through the first 8. We're going to skip the 1st, pick up the 2nd and 3rd, skip the 4th, and pick up the remaining outer 4 and close it off. We need to center the olive green, so bring all of your purples to the outside, and it should be sitting like that. We are going to grab our white and pull this through the first 6. We're going to skip the 1st. We're going to pick up the 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and close it off. Rearrange your purple to the outside. Go ahead and slide it down. By the way, as the bracelet starts to grow, you will notice that it may like kind of be twisted like that. It just does that until we start the middle of the next section, then it like evens out again. But if your bracelet is like contorting, did I say that right? It's normal. My bracelet does that too. I just want to let you know that. Okay, so we're going to pull this white on this side now through the first 6. You're going to skip the 1st, pick up the 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Close it off. We're going to rearrange the outside borders. So it's sitting like that. We're going to grab our purple. We're going to pull it through the first 2. We're going to skip the 1st and pick up the outside and close it off. Slide it down and do the same on the other side. We'll pull this purple through the first 2. We're going to skip the 1st, pick up the 2nd, and close it off. I'm going to grab my blue. We're going to pull it through the first 4. Pick up the 2 closest to your hook. Give yourself some slack with the purple band. You're going to flip the blue band over the edge of your hook and the 2 bands that are in front of the blue band, like so. Now we need to pick up all 3 of the outer bands and get them back on our hook. Rearrange these outside 2 purples. We're going to remove the very outer purple one. And then we're going to flip this blue band over the purple and the hook. Close it off. We're going to grab one of our border bands. Pull that through the first 4. Reclaim the outside band and close it off. Slide it down and turn it around. We're going to grab our blue band for this side. Pull it through the first 4. Pick up the 2 bands closest to your hook. We're going to flip that blue band over the edge of our hook and over those 2 bands. We need to pick up the outside 3 bands and get them back on our hook. You want the purples to be sitting outside of the blue, so rearrange them. Remove the outside purple. Flip the blue over the hook and close it off. Grab one more of your border color. Pull it through the first 4. Pick up the outside band and close it off. That was the end of our 4th section. So I'm going to put a timestamp right here so you can go back and keep watching my same instructions. Just keep rewinding over and over until your bracelet is long enough to fit your wrist. Once your bracelet is long enough, all you're going to do is grab one more of your main border color and you're simply going to pull it through everything on your hook. It's that simple. So you're just going to pull it through everything and bring both ends together like so. And that's where you would attach your C-clip. So I did go ahead and hop off and do a little C-clip on my little baby piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and sit that to the side. But there you have the completed Frazzler bracelet created by the very talented MDL_Looms on Instagram. Don't forget to tag him and myself if you guys do make one. If you do like this video, don't forget you can hit the thumbs up button down below as well. That will be it for today, you guys. I certainly hope you guys like this video. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon at my next tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye.